guys, welcome to Bible Believer Ministry channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. Um, I hope that you are blessed, that you are feeling blessed wherever you are and whatever time it is. So, um, we are not it is not going to be a long video, it's going to be real quick. We are doing a three-part series called Eden. Um, so we're going to talk about the pre-fall, the fall, and the post-fall. So that's going to be 3 videos. And so this is part one where we're going to talk about pre-fall. So basically, what is the pre-fall? The pre-fall is God's creation, His plans for us, what He meant, how our life was meant to be before we disobeyed God. Um, Basically before Adam and Eve disobeyed God and ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So to do a quick recap, we're gonna talk about we're going to talk about the days and what God created on those days. So we have the first day, God created morning and evening. Second day, He created the heaven. The third day, He created earth, and with everything like the trees, the herbs, nature, and stuff. The fourth day, He created the sun, moon, and stars, which we know those are for us to know the seasons, the time, um, the new moon, um, and also for the stars, to the stars and the like the moon, the sun, and the stars, like they're also used as light. So during the nighttime you have the moon and the stars in the sky, and the sun during the daytime. And on the fifth day He created the sea creatures and the birds. And on the sixth day He created the beasts of the field. So we're talking about lions, we're talking about cows, we're talking about goats, sheep, this type of animals. And He also created a human being. On the sixth day He created Adam. We're going to read Genesis 2, no, actually Genesis 1, verse 26. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So, on that day, um, after God created everything, He's like, okay, now let us make man in our own image. In that verse, God said, let them have dominion. You see how the woman was not physically there yet, but God already had the plan for them. So let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and so on. Then it says, so God created man in His own image. In the image of God He created him, male and female He created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. So Genesis 3 will kind of tells you how man was created. So Genesis 2, Genesis 2 will tell you exactly how man was created. And I'm sure you guys already know that man was made out of dirt. Adam was made out of dirt, and then Eve was grafted out of Adam. So that was the first surgery ever. The first surgery ever. God, Adam fell asleep, so that was what the anesthesia. Adam fell asleep, then God opened him up, and God closed his flesh. That's exactly what the Bible tells us. Then He created Eve. So we know that God provided everything for us. Outside of Eden, where He made Adam, there's nothing. There's nothing on the land, empty. Yet in Eden, God already had all the plan, but nothing was yet in place. That's why God put Adam in Eden, Basically, he put him in the Garden of Eden. Eden is the place. Then God created a garden. So God already furnished a garden. Everything is there for Adam. The trees, animals, and stuff like that. So God is like, now I want you to start taking care of nature. I want you to start taking care of the animals. I want to give you responsibilities. I want to teach you patience. I want to teach you love. I want to teach you union. I want you to be a leader. That's exactly why God placed Adam in the Garden of Eden before, you know, he put them out, like, in the vast place called, in the vast place earth, like in the vast, like, outside of the garden. So God wanted him to be able to be responsible. So if I give you this now to take care of, and you do good, then I can trust you out there. I'll be able to trust you out there. And that's why I think these people, they live like 900, 800 years, because God never intended for us to, to die. God wanted us there, to have immortality. That's why God wanted. That's why God never said not to eat from the tree of life. He said not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Because once you start knowing things, then guess what? Most likely we already know that once people start getting greedy, they're gonna turn, into an evil person. That's exactly what happened to Eve, and the Bible says it. She wanted wisdom. She wanted to be wise. She found the fruit, looking very delicious. She she wanted knowledge, and she didn't even realize that the devil was using reverse psychology on her. That the serpent was using reverse psychology on her. um, when God tells you not to do something, do not do it. There's a reason why He tells you not to do it. Because whenever God says not to do something, He knows the reason He tells you not to do it. Because once you do it, you will suffer the consequences. Not because God is punishing you, but because whenever you do something you're not supposed to do, the same way when you do something good, you get rewarded. It's the same thing when you do something bad. There's some, like, you have to pay the consequences. And most of the time we tend to, blame God. God has nothing to be blamed about. They tell you not to get out the house, you get hit by a car. Well, the person who told you not to get out the house is not responsible for you to being hit by a car, right? So um Adam attended to his chores, his responsibilities in the garden. Naming the animals, pairing them up, naming the trees. He was attending to the ground, and everything was, flourishing. They had the good life, exactly how God intended for us. Then God says, it's not good for man to be alone. He needs a helper. Meanwhile, Adam was naming all the animals and putting them together, male and female and stuff like that. Then he realized that he didn't have a companion. Everything else had a companion, and he did not. So that's when God grafted Eve out of Adam. And the reason, to me, most of the reason why God grafted her out, because remember, woman is the only being that was not taken out of dirt. Woman is the only being that was actually taken out of another human being. So, and that's why also God says, whenever a man and a woman get together, they become one. Husband and wife, they become one. They become one seed. They become one. They're gonna start sharing the same DNA. They're going to start sharing the same thoughts. They're going to start acting alike. They're going to start looking alike. That's why it is not good when you get married to somebody who's not the same faith as you, or I'm not saying the same faith, but like, it's not good to be unequally yoked. That's what I'm saying, because God intended good things. He wanted great things for us. So that's why I'm gonna stop. The pre-fall, God wanted us to be happy. He wanted us to live a long life. He wanted to teach us responsibilities, patience, be a leader, know our roles, um, nurturing, nurturing nature, nurturing the animals, being able to take care of things and take care of ourselves. So, yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys get a good understanding. Please read Genesis 1, 2. When I'm doing this series, I want you guys to read Genesis. And while you're reading it, ask God for discernment. Ask God to teach you things, like to reveal things to you while you're watching it. Um, right now it's nighttime for me, so have a great night, stay blessed, and stay in the Word. Yes, and trust God. Bye.